A stern warning for instigators at Lonmin Mine and Greek Prime Minister to hold talks with the French President. Good afternoon. Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi, who is part of the Interministerial Committee for the Lonmin Mine disaster, has warned instigators not to fuel the situation any further at Marikana in the northwest. He was speaking during the funeral service for one of the Marikana victims. Motsoaledi says instead it's necessary to support the families of victims. Itumeleng Khajana filed this report.
Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi says the bereaved families of the 44 people who were killed in Lonmin's massacre in Marikana should not be afraid to seek assistance from the Interministerial Committee. Motsoaledi was addressing a fully packed hall in Vulnerable Informal Settlement at the funeral service of Kutlwano Ridingwana, who was killed last week when miners clashed with the police. Motsoaledi made a plea that people seeking to instigate more violence in this community must not be given an opportunity to take advantage of the situation. Itumeleng Khajane, SABC News, Marikana, outside Rustenburg.
The Correctional Services Department says it will decide on a way forward once it studied a Cape Town Labour Court judgment in favour of trade union solidarity. The court granted an interdict against the department, ordering it not to fill a position under dispute. The department refused to offer the position of senior state accountant to a coloured man, saying his appointment would not further their employment equity plans. The department spokesperson Simpiwe Xako has more.
As a department, we are going to study the contents of the judgment. Our legal team will advise us as to what further steps to take. That will be determined by the content of the judgment itself.
Ethiopia has announced it will hold a state funeral next weekend for late Prime Minister Meles Zenawi, who died 6 days ago after 21 years in power. The funeral will be held on September the 2nd in the capital Addis Ababa. A procession with the coffin will move from the Meskel Square, a vast space in the center of the city, often used for public rallies, to the National Palace. Several African heads of state are expected to attend. These include Rwandan President Paul Kagame, Uganda's Yoweri Museveni, Mwai Kibaki of Kenya and Salva Kiir of South Sudan. It's not known if President Jacob Zuma will travel to Ethiopia to attend. In news abroad, Greek Prime Minister Antonis Samaras is expected in Paris shortly for talks with the French President François Hollande. Samaras is travelling to various European countries, asking Eurozone leaders for more time to implement the cuts they demand in return for bailout money. The BBC's Mark Lowen reports.
After the German Chancellor told reporters yesterday that she wanted Greece to remain in the euro but expected Athens to stick to the bailout terms to do so, the French president is likely to echo that message today. Greece's Prime Minister is expected to repeat his call for more time to reduce the deficit, given the worse than expected recession and lost months this year due to elections. But no decision will be taken until Greece's creditors give their assessment on the country's progress later next month.
And back home, a 25-year-old physically challenged South African man, Paul Steyn, has kicked off his 800-kilometre walk from Hobie Beach in Port Elizabeth to Cape Town. Steyn has a prosthetic limp after an accident with a combined harvester amputated his right leg when he was 13. Now 25, Steyn says he's raising funds to give the children with similar disabilities the chance to walk and lead normal lives.
Gonna start walking from the PM. Just me and my backup vehicle, like walk and try to make more awareness about it. I would love to have people join me on the walk. The whole purpose is I just want to help kids in South Africa in need of prosthetic limbs. That's why I do this walk and just try to make a difference.